So in the exam also, if a question will come, different types of the spatial events, the same answer will be there. Different categories of the event, the same answer will be there. And different types of the event, the same answer will be there. So different types of spatial events, same answer. Spatial and event doesn't mean the different thing. And different categories of the event, again there also you will have to write down the same answer. In that part, if you remember, we had completed the in that part, if you remember, we had completed the social events. And apart from completing the social events, we had also covered the different types of the corporate events. Under the different types of the corporate events, two more types we have to write down. Write down next after symposium. As you have written down the symposium, after symposium, write down the next type. That is workshops. That is workshops. After symposium, write down the workshops. WORK, workshops. SHOPS, workshops. Workshop is also the part of your corporate event. Make a small dash and write down. It is a type of event. Make a small dash in front of the workshop and write down. It is a type of the event.
Sir, can you repeat?
Yes.
Symposium.
Yes. Again, I am repeating right from the beginning. Don't worry.
Okay.
As I told you in the last class, we had finished the social events and we were actually dealing with the corporate events.
Yes,
Under the corporate event, the last topic that we have covered was the symposium.
yes, sir.
So now we are moving to two more types of the corporate events. Write down the next one, that is workshop. WORKSHOPS, workshops. Put a small dash and write down. It is a type of the event. Yes, write down. It is a type of the event where activity is conducted. It is a type of the event where activity is conducted and mostly it is a type of the event where activities are conducted and mostly the participants also take part in these activities. Take part in these activities. Put a full stop and write down. So we need to provide a separate area for conducting these practical activities. We need to provide a separate area for conducting these practical activities. Put a full stop and write down the last type of the corporate event. Okay. So write down the last type of the corporate event. It is called conclave. CONCLAVE. It is conclave.
What is the meaning of conclave?
That I am going to define. It is conclave. 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 Write down such type of meeting, conclave, CONCLAVE. Such type of meeting is also known as closed door meeting. Put this closed door meeting under the inverted comma. Closed door meeting. Then put a full stop and write down, these are secret meeting and here even the media peoples are not allowed. Even the media people are not allowed. Put a full stop. Extra care should be taken. Extra care should be taken in order to provide security, and privacy. In order to provide security and privacy to the participants. Make a full stop. Only few participants are allowed in such meeting. Full stop. So as we have seen workshop, the thing is some practical thing will always be there along with that particular meeting. Some practical activity will always be there. Maybe the particular presenter is going to present in front of all the audiences and the viewer that particular practical activity. Along with that, in some of the instances, you will also find most of the audiences, they themselves take participates in such activities. So that kind of an event is known as the workshop. A very basic, unique idea about organizing such workshop is, apart from having the normal stage and the audience area, I mean to talking about the audience, like auditorium. I've been talking about the auditorium. Apart from that, you must have to have a one separate area for conducting the activities. That separate area could be the open area, or maybe that separate area could be the closed area, right? So that venue can be the open venue, that venue can also be considered to be the closed venue. Moving to the conclave. Conclave are to be considered as the secret meeting. When for any kind of a unique purpose, some meeting is supposed to be taken place, and that meeting has to be very secretive in nature. Not even a single particular information should be leaked outside of that particular room. And very few participants are going to participates in such kind of a meeting. So that kind of a meeting is to be called as conclave. In such kind of a meeting area, no CCTV cameras are basically allowed, right? And even there is no permission for the media to participate in such an event, right? And in that particular kind of a meeting room also, there is generally avoided to serve any kind of a refreshment facilities, because generally it is considered if any new particular individuals will be there who is basically not known to that particular participants, maybe that particular person can easily be able to leak out that information from that room. So here the basic idea has to be focused on to the privacy of the participants, and more than that, their security also. right? So most of, you can say that the political meetings are supposed to be considered as the conclave meetings, or most of the meetings which are generally being taken where basically most of the cabinet ministers along with the political leaders, generally when they participates in the meeting, that kind of a meeting would be considered as conclave. So corporate part is over. Now moving to the third type, that is educational. Write down educational event.
This is the first type of event, sir.
Yeah. Now it is the third category of event, which is called educational. In educational, write down convocation. Under educational, write down A, B, C, D kind of a thing. Write down the A, that is convocation. CONVOCATION, convocation. Can any one of you will let us know like what this convocation stands for, what exactly this convocation basically deals with? Very good, excellent. Write down, make a small dash and write down, it is an event where the degree and diploma, it is an event where the degree and diploma are given to the successful candidates, are given to the successful candidates once they complete their particular course, once they complete their particular course. Next, write down alumni meet. ALUMNI, alumni meet. ALUMNI, alumni meet. Who is basically alumni? One by one, yes, yes. Those people who have already graduated and they are somewhere like working in the industry, or maybe they have opened their own business, means passed out candidates are called alumni. Why there is a need to have an alumni meet in almost all the colleges? Why there is a need to have the alumni meet? Also, it also comes under the educational event. What is the purpose? What is the idea behind conducting the alumni meet? Any?
Sir, to share the industry experience.
To share the industry experience, not exactly, because generally in such kind of an event, generally the presentation and all the things are not being basically given by the alumni. Yes, any other thing? Use your common sense. Yes, yes.
To get feedback.
To know, not to get the feedback.
Knowledge the particular industry.
So nostalgic.
Celebration एक तरह से achievement हम लोग complete हो गया.
Pardon? Speak loudly.
Sir, एक तरह से celebration.
It is a kind of a celebration. No, not exactly like that.
सर अगर वो इंडस्ट्री में काफी ज्यादा आगे पहुंच गए तो क्या पता पढ़े लिखा चाहिए कि हमारे स्टूडेंट्स करेंगे.
The basic idea is, see, there is very crucial part in all the universities, that is the placement part, right? So placement is very essential part of any kind of a professional college, and all the professional college generally try to keep in track record of all their passed out students. So this is a kind of a platform which is basically provided to all the pass out students so that they come together, they make face to face with the rest of the other year students, and maybe where they can share their own experience along with their own colleagues. So that is a kind of an idea behind it. So the basic idea for the college is to remain always with contact with the students who have already passed out and who have already like working in the industry. So it becomes very easy for the institution also, for the college also to place their fresh students in the industry through their link, you can say that, right? So write down, make a small dash. Here a get together party. Here a get together party is conducted for all the pass out students. For all the pass out students so that they may remain connected with the college and also share their experience with the rest of and also share their experience with the rest of other students
Experience.
with the other students belonging to the same field. Other students belonging to the same field. Next, write down next type under the educational fresher and farewell parties. Fresher and farewell parties. I hope this most of you must be knowing about, right? Fresher and farewell party. Generally, if we talk about fresher, so if a particular college is running 3 years of a course, right? 3 year degree of a course. So who else are involved in the fresher generally, and who else are generally involved in the farewell? Generally, I am talking about it purely like varies from organization to organization, from industry to industry, from college to college. Yes.
The first year students and their seniors.
Seniors means second and third.
Second and third both.
So maybe
Generally, if you talk about the fresher, so that is basically the supposed to be considered as, but it varies as I've just now told you, it varies from college to college. So generally, if you talk about fresher, so it is basically the connection between the first and the second year. And when we talk about the farewell, so again that is in connection between the second year and the third. So generally, it is assumed. So I hope fresher and farewell is clear
yes,
to all of you. Right. So here no need to write down anything. Next, write down annual fest. Annual fest. Next, write down annual fest. So which particular annual fest is generally celebrated where at James?
So for
That is called birth. So put a small dash and write down birth. So even if you will be able to describe few points regarding this particular event also, keeping an example of the gens in the mind, that is more than enough. Next, write down sports meet. Next, write down sports meet.
yeah, sir.
Sports meet. So this also leave it as you can write down in your own words. Next, write down COLLOQUIUM. Again repeating COLLO. Colloquium. QUIUM. It is colloquium. So what exactly it is? Put a small dash. Again repeating the spelling COLLOQUIUM. Put a small dash. It is a kind of meeting. It is a kind of meeting among all the people related to the academic, among all the people related to academic and belonging to a single field, and belonging to a single field. Put a small dash and write down here they share their experience. Here they share their experience in regard to their particular. Here they share their experience in regard to their particular academic field, and also discuss about any further improvement, and also discuss about any further improvement that can be done, any further improvement that can be done in order to upgrade the current syllabus, in order to upgrade the current syllabus. Make a full stop and write down the last sentence regard to this only. Here, all the faculties of the different universities are invited. So next, come to the fourth type of event. Write down educational fair. Educational fair. So can you give us an example of some of the educational fair and why such fair is generally conducted? Any example? Yes, very good. Book fair is an example of an educational fair. Apart from that, book launch won't be particularly but generally, because in that particular event students are basically not allowed. Book fair is fine. Any one more activity
Science.
which is
Science.
more popular?
Science.
No. No, trade fair comes under the different category. Okay, write down. There are 2 points. First, write down the book fair. And second, yes, first write down, yes, book fair. And second, write down admission fair. Second, write down admission fair. Put a small dash. In such event, under the admission fair, put a small dash and write down, in such events, all the universities and institutions, both on domestic and international level, both on domestic and international level, participate as organizer. Participate as organizer. Put a small dash.
Participate
As organizer. Put a small dash and write down although the event planning, although the event planning is done by, although the event planning is done by the event manager only, is done by the event manager only, but these institutions are approached, these institutions are approached so that they help the event
They
financially,
help.
the event financially. So put a small dash. This is a very popular event generally being conducted every year. How many of you have ever visited admission kind of a fair in your lifetime?
Job fair is
Job fair is different. Job fair is a different one. In job fair, the industries will be there and they are going to give you the, they are going to offer you the job. So job fair is different. But generally, most of the candidates who generally pass out after completing their 12th class, you have to at least visit such kind of an admission fair. So, what is the unique thing about how many of you have ever participated in such kind of an admission fair? Not none of you.
No.
Very strange.
Sir,
Generally what happens is generally such do visit next time onwards do visit whenever like whenever you want to like make any of your brother sister or any of your friends, if that particular person wants to take an admission in any kind of an college, so before actually blindly relying on the information which is there on the internet, it would be a better idea. It would be a better idea to at least go for this kind of an admission fair, along with whomsoever that particular person who wants to take the admission. Let me to tell you what is the unique things about this fair, and let me to give you a very brief idea, like how this kind of an fair is basically conducted. There must be a renowned event management company, and they first of all make a project like where such kind of an event will be conducted. If you talk about the Delhi, so in Delhi, this kind of an event is mostly conducted at the Pragati Maidan, right? So they first of all approach to the officials of the Pragati Maidan in order to get a rough idea about what would be the expenses for their particular hall if they are going to like procure that particular XYZ hall, maybe for 3 days, maybe for 4 days. Generally, it is basically conducted hardly for 3 to 4 days only, and specifically keeping the students in the mind. Why most of you are not being able to get the informations about it? Because that particular informations they do like present or give the informations about that particular things if you are going to keep on searching about the admission kind of an portal. Otherwise, they give basically on the print media. In the print media means definitely you will find in the educational newspaper of your Hindustan Times. In the educational part, I think that is basically You can, yes, even that particular counselor will be there. So you can directly approach to them. You can get the pamphlets from them. You can also get a very rough idea about the cost of studying over there, including the hostel charges and all. And sometimes you will feel very surprised to know, like giving you just a very brief idea, like the amount of the money that we have been spending for studying 3 years of the degree program would be somewhere around 4 lakh rupees. But just after completing your 12th class, if you want to just do 1 year of a course in regard to one particular area of the hotel management, like if I talk about, if some of you wanted to become chef only, so that particular person, if some of you wanted to become chef only, so that particular candidate will only have to do 1 year of a diploma program in the kitchen only. But just by doing 1 year of a diploma program from any Indian university will not give you that kind of an weightage. So there are so many abroad kind of universities, like some of the universities are there in Singapore also, in Malaysia also, in Thailand also, in Maldives also, in your Dubai also. These are some kind of in countries where even if you will do 1 year of one particular program, that including your expenses, living cost and everything, it somewhat come around less than 3 lakh rupees. Right? So here you are spending, means like for doing 3 year of a degree course, how much you are spending? Approximately 4 lakh rupees. On the other hand, just by doing 1 year of a program, you will have to spend how much? Just 3 lakh rupees, including accommodation and all that. And after that, there is in maximum number of cases, if your performance will be well, if your communication skill is good, if you are educational wise, academic wise, you have excelled in your academic also, then you can easily be able to grab the job over there, because they don't give you the 1 year of a diploma course. Along with that, they also give you the job opportunities, right? So there are so many people who generally go to the Singapore for doing just 1 year of a course. In that 1 year of a course, 6 months will be the study, 6 months will be their internship. Under the internship, they would be getting per month around 30,000 to 40,000 rupees. So just imagine 30 into 6. 6 threes are 18. So in the 1 year course itself, you can easily be able to take out your 1,80,000. And you would be very surprised to know, like if you would be having just 2 years of a work permit of the Singapore, then you can easily be able to apply for their permanent citizenship. And once you become the permanent citizens of the Singapore, then you can go to abroad in any of the countries without any kind of a visa. That is very special thing about the Singapore. Like from India, if you want to get the citizenship for the Canada, right? If you are Indians, you are in India and you want to get the citizenship of in Canada. So there you will have to wait for more than 3 years. But if you are in Singapore having the job experience, from there you want to go to the Canada, just 2 months are required.
permanent citizen.
Yes, in order to get the permanent visa. Just only 2 months are it. So that's how, right? And how do we come to know about all these things? Once you will actually visit these admissions fair. Once you will actually visit over there, then you will come to know like what all the infrastructure facilities has been provided by those XYZ universities and all. So maybe after that you will have to start comparing like joining which particular university would be more beneficial for you. But nowadays the situation has changed a lot. Nowadays even the parents don't even focus like which particular university or the college like my wards is basically applying for, and most of we students generally rely on what mobile only, the information which has been given in the mobile. And very unfortunate thing about this is most of the advertisement which is basically found in the mobile is generally
The things you be asked installer.
so that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. It is generally paid only. The more you will pay, the more automatically your category or your name will come at the. That's how it goes. That's how the not even students, even most of the people are generally made fool by using this. So kindly don't every time rely on the information which is basically given in your mobile. Do some kind of a research on your own as well. Right? So now come on to the next event, that is the fifth one, sports event. That sports meet is different. That is in regard to the school level or college level, university level. Next type of an event is sports event. Write down sports event. Put a small dash. Here there is a direct involvement. Put a small dash and write down here there is a direct involvement of the government agencies or a particular committee which has responsibility to conduct such event. Because too much of the financial things are involved in these events. Examples in such events. Examples are Olympic Games, Asian Games.
Let me speak slowly.
Examples are Olympic Games, Asian Games. Commonwealth also you can write down, etc. Asian Games, Commonwealth Games, etc. Commonwealth Games, etc. Most of the cricket games are also being, you can say that, controlled by BCCI and IOC also, but that is purely commercial, right? IPL, if we talk about, although we all are interested in watching the IPL, and nowadays the gambling is also being done based on the IPL player and all that, but the person who was to be given somehow the credit to start the IPL kind of a thing, and what was the idea behind conducting such kind of a cricket event was just purely gambling. And do you know, like, who was the person who had taken the initiative of starting the IPL and all?
Nirav Modi.
Nirav Modi is related to the jewelry business. Yes, you are 50% right. Modi is there, but what was the first term? Yeah, Modi is there. That's why I said 50% you are true. It is purely based on your GK, especially to those candidates who are, especially to those students who are very much interested in cricket. If you keep on watching the IPL, then you must be knowing about it. The name of that person was Lalit Modi. Because right from selecting the players, right from that particular event starts, in every ball, in every wicket, in every instance, the gambling is done.
Yes.
And even before actually the match starts, and even till the last ball of the match, the gambling is obviously being done to which particular team supposed to be given the victory and which particular team is supposed to be given the defeat. This all is already pre-planned. It is altogether pre-planned. And you will come to know when you will actually somehow will get an opportunities to work in any 5-star deluxe property by going to which place? Gujarat or maybe Mumbai. These are the two places where, being in 5-star hotels, you will see the pile of the, you can say that, the currency, and there you will actually see how basically the gambling is supposed to be done in the 5-star hotels. Where?
So seriously,
See, the kind of the gambling which is done in Gujarat, if you talk about, or maybe in Mumbai, you cannot imagine that level. Maybe yes, it is done in almost all the 5-star hotels, because generally 5-star hotels are supposed to be considered as one of the very secure places. But this, all the things is basically operated from the abroad links, and IPL is one of a kind of a thing. That's why maybe our government is basically against the gambling and all that. And see, even there are some apps where even some of the students are doing the gambling, right? So now we just imagine by like playing the app like Dream 11 and all that. If you just imagine, I'm just putting my money hardly 50 rupees, 10 rupees, not more than that. But as you can see, the amount of the figure that you will get if you will take the whole population of India, even if 1 crore people have been putting their money and just multiply that 1 crore with that of 100 rupees, you will get a very surprising figure in front of you. So that is how the people are using the trick, right? So next, write down 6th point. It is product, 6th type of event. It is product launching. It is product launching. LAUNCHING. Product launching. Put a small dash and write down. Here the networking is product launching. Put a small dash and write down. Here in networking plays a very important part towards inviting the targeted customers only, towards to inviting a targeted customers only. Put a small dash based on the product, based on the product and its pricing, based on the product and on its pricing, only a specified segment of people are invited. Those who are to be considered as the potential buyer of that product only. Full stop. What does this whole sentence means? In the earlier classes also, I had given you a very specified example of such kind of an event. What this whole paragraph actually relate to, or maybe indicate to, what this particular whole paragraph indicates towards to. Yes.
हम एक सर एक प्रोडक्ट को लॉन्च करेंगे जिसकी एक स्पेसिफिक टारगेट की कौन से ग्रुप को टारगेट है.
Yes, very well. Like you have been, it is a kind of thing, you can say that you have been launching a kind of, as I had given you an example of the jewelry segment. Likewise, you have been launching a kind of a four-wheeler, and the price of that particular company's four-wheeler generally starts from 1 crore onwards. So there is no point of inviting almost all the people. Otherwise, the whole intention of that particular event will get failed. Why would that particular company want to spend too much of an amount of money in order to their product launching? Because the only intention for that particular company is, once after that particular product will be launched, then automatically its sales figure should rise. And how come the sales figures are going to get rise? Only in that particular event, the particular organizing company expect only potential buyers to come. Right? So those people who cannot afford the vehicle or the four-wheelers, which generally starts from 1 crore onwards, those people are generally avoided. And here, the very crucial part of maybe to be considered as the skill of the event manager or that particular event management company is called networking. If one particular event management company wanted to conduct such an event on a very huge scale, and that particular event management company does not have any kind of an contacts or the networking means they don't have the email IDs of those potential HNI, high net worth individuals in the market. So obviously that particular company will never ever be able to conduct that product launching from that so and so event management company, right? So here the networking is very, very important. They will come to you, they will ask you, okay, fine, we want to launch this particular product like Bentley, like Rolls-Royce. We want to do the product launching of so and so product. So give us the list of the potential buyers. If you have, then you will have to come up with the list of those potential buyers only. Right?
Yes, sir.
So,
The time is almost done, sir.
yes, so let me to take the attendance. Abhijit, Aditya Rawat, Akash Sethi.
Present, sir.
Yes. Akash Singh Best. Akshay Panikar.
Present, sir.
Yes.